I don't always drink chocolate sheep milk, but when I do, I make certain that it's grass-fed sheep milk. Should put the pinky up. What else do sheep even eat though? So, finishing up on the inventory we got in Toronto area. 2 animal chocolate milks that I haven't had up until this point. Water buffalo chocolate milk, I've seen before, and of course grass-fed dairy sheep. Of course they eat grass. Not only that, but these also represent number 899 and 900 in terms of numbers of different chocolate milks I've had in the last year and a half. So I know we're on a base 10 system, and 900 is just a number like any other number. But it does feel pretty good to have that many, and we'll be at 1,000 before you know it. In 2018, there's gonna be a lot more chocolate milks consumed, I guess. So how is this sheep milk? In short, it's outstanding, really. It's from Hope Echo Farms, which is a cooperative, I guess, organic farm in Canada. It's got some really interesting stats on this stuff too. There's only 4 ingredients, I believe, so it's very simple, but apparently sheep milk has a ton of fat and protein and calcium. Now, protein and calcium are often correlated, but it's got 6 grams of protein per 100 mils, which I don't think you can achieve in cow's milk without fortification. Never see it that high. And also 123 calories per 100 mils, which puts it in about the 98th percentile of chocolate milk. So it's very caloric, and it tastes great. And other people in my family tried it, and they're always, wow, that's a really strong cocoa flavor. And I think in part due to the creaminess of it. There's a lot of fat, but it's really nicely incorporated throughout, and it is a little bit thicker for those of you who are inclined to like that. I don't necessarily prefer a thicker chocolate milk, but it is very flavorful, and it doesn't have that goaty twang that goat milk does, or if you've had goat cheese, you know the difference between goat cheese and cow cheese. It has that added kind of flavor. It doesn't have that. It's not super obviously from a different animal, but it does have a little bit of a different punch. But again, it's just it's creamy, it's buttery, and it's chocolatey. It's outstanding. Okay, so how did the water buffalo chocolate milk fare? You'll see from the pictures that it had had a high degree of stratification. Here it's mixed up. So we did cheat yesterday because it was so chunky in dumping it out, even despite shaking the hell out of it for a long time. Couldn't get all the cream to incorporate. So we did cheat and throw it in a blender. And that's cheating. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but just drinking it out of the bottle as such, if you didn't have access to a blender, you'd be stuck with a bunch of big chunks of cream. And in that state, I did try it, and it was watery, probably because a lot of the cream hadn't mixed in. So after having it mixed in, you still get like a creamy foam on top that carries a lot of the cream flavor, so it still doesn't quite incorporate very evenly like the sheep stuff did, which you wouldn't even know. You shake it up and there's no chunks. The cocoa taste is kind of powdery, and you do get some little granules on the tongue. It's not as creamy as the label might suggest. With it was at 5 grams of fat per 100 mils or something like that. Again, a lot of that might be in the foam or doesn't get mixed in, but it does. The flavor does wash out a little quicker than you'd like it to, and it doesn't feel as indulgent as the the label reads, 93 calories per 100 mils. Again, 30 less than the sheep milk, but still a higher fat content for chocolate milk. It's decent. You might be able to taste a little bit of the grass-fed quotient, but it doesn't feel like a different animal entirely. It doesn't really feel different from cow milk. If you've had grass-fed cow milk, it will pretty much taste like that. But adding the chocolate to it, there's not a whole lot of synergy there, even though it was a nice gimmick, and I'm happy to try it. Not been excited to the extent that I am right now. We're in Guelph, Ontario. I had to stop by the Cat Cafe.